Hi everyone, Biohacking Blondes here today. We have a very, very special guest. We have Marcela Benson, who we are super thrilled to be at her home in Miami, her fabulous home with the most amazing energy. I'm going to read a little bio. So Marcela Benson is a spiritual nutrition counselor, mystic poet, and vegan food alchemist. She holds a BA in health sciences and has completed postgraduate training at the University of Integrated Science in California. She has studied superfood nutrition, Ayurvedic science, Chinese tonic herbalism, Amazonian herbalism, crystal healing, and vegan and raw nutrition at top institutes worldwide. As a certified quantum reflex analyst practitioner, Marcela completed a Heal the Healers intensive with Premier Research Labs. Mentored by Professor David Wagner, she is a qualified trainer in pain management and emotional release workshops. Marcela is the Gold Medal Nautilus Award-winning author of the book Love, Peace, and Vegetables. Marcela, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much.
This is so good to have you.
This is
Here in
such
my
a treat.
office.
Yes, I know, in her beautiful office in Miami.
I think this is my first ever podcast in my office.
We feel very special and blessed. This is incredible. So we had the absolute treasure of taking a tour of Marcela's beyond spectacular home. Can you tell us a little bit, Marcela, what you have done with your home and what is important to you with your home and how you build it and what kind of different modalities that you're putting in place in your house and why?
Yes, yes. Well, for me, a home needs to be supportive of your health and of your spiritual growth and your overall also body and mental health. When you come home, you should really do feel like you can feel the world from work and you can feel like you can sit in your chair and restore yourself. So with that said, I call my home that is my sacred temple. So every part of my home is designed for healing. And I have technologies. I have several technologies from, first of all, people should know that right now we're wired. Even this podcast is wired through the internet. Right. We don't have Wi-Fi. There is no such a thing as Wi-Fi in my house. So I most of the time ask people, please turn off your phones unless you must have them on. Because this is not just it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of connection. Yes, put it on airplane and be present, because really all of the electromagnetic waves that are coming through the windows, that are coming through your phones, they're really affecting your health, your mental health and your physical health. And most of the people are really not realizing. They think they're tired or they're frail because they work too much or because they're too stressed or because, and the stress is coming on into your life and into your body invisible and through toxic foods and through a toxic environment. If you are living in a home that you have all of your furniture is made with which most of the people's houses are like this right now with what is this called, this particle board?
Chemical particle board.
Yeah.
It's not
like
a chemical
IKEA.
part.
We were just talking about IKEA.
Yes. And this has formaldehyde.
That's right. Yes.
It has a name because it's very easy to cut. But we need to understand, with convenience, we're losing so much.
Yeah.
It's so convenient. You put your glass in your microwave, but you are stressing your cells, and you're stressing yourself because you're vibrating them with radiation. You are acidifying your food, and then you're being radiated, by all kinds of. So we need to really. And it's not just coming out of my mouth. It is a person that hears me speak to this that might be very foreign. You need to take the time and do the research. There is a lot of research about, and in fact, you know what? I'm going to give you girls a wonderful talk that you can link it into this of a scientist speaking of what is really happening and what is
Oh,
really
that'd
happening
be
to our
great.
children, and
Yes.
to putting, and it's really just remind me. I want to give you that link because I've been hearing. I usually get information and I share it with people because it's just beyond. This is so big that it's beyond this podcast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I take
Yes.
it back into the house, into a sacred
Yep.
space in which there is no Wi-Fi, in which there is spaces in the house that you cannot go in with your telephone because it is the meters, when you test the meters, there is no Wi-Fi coming in. So you really feel when you come into this house that the air is crisp and clean. There is, I don't,
calming.
Truly.
Yeah.
I don't use any chemicals. I don't use chemicals outside for roaches or for ants or for any creatures. And I don't use chemicals to clean the house. And I don't use chemicals to clean my hair.
Beautiful hair.
That's amazing hair.
How do you have these hair at your
Yeah.
age?
Yeah.
No chemicals, baby.
Yeah.
So can you maybe tell the audience, what do you use instead? So let's start with the bugs.
Yeah.
You told us something about the bugs.
I feed them outside with peanut butter. I have my guys that are these natural people, and they use just borax, which is not borax, and they do. And borax is very good for cleaning bathrooms. Is very good for doing a lot of things. Anyway, but he uses borax plus he uses a peanut butter to feed them outside. You know.
So it keeps them you put the peanut butter just a little bit away from the home.
Yes, a little, and then they feed there and they stay there because the
Ah.
roaches go where their food is and when their water is. If you're having a roach infestation, you might want to think that maybe you have a leak. And that's what happened to me last year. I'm like, Charles, we have roaches. We never have roaches before. You know, so I called my guy, which is a natural pest control guy. And I said, I can't deal with this anymore. You know, it's too much. And basically he says, Marcela, you might have leaks underneath your kitchen. That's why you're having so many roaches.
Yeah.
So finally my husband decided to go down and take some people down. And yes, indeed, we had to change a whole pipe that was leaking underneath the kitchen, and we were having an infestation of roaches. And as soon as we did that, the roaches went away.
Right.
No more problems. That's it.
That was their water source.
Yes, and of course,
Interesting.
if you have, of course, mind you, you know, we're in Miami, we're in Florida, so I'm not telling you extreme everything because some things, sadly, maybe I haven't learned to do it natural. But for example, termites. Termites is a big deal in
That's
Florida.
a big problem. Yeah.
It's a huge problem. Sadly, after 20 years of living here, I mitigated termites for a long time. I use essential oils, I drill things, until there was no more mitigation. And about a few months ago, I had to tent the house and we had to do a termite treatment. We had to because there was no way to mitigate it. But mind you, I was 20 years in this house without tenting it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You know, so
what about cleaning the house then too? What do you use typically to clean?
I use, first of all, this is very important because most of the people do not understand that if you have caretakers in the house, they're your responsibility.
Yeah.
If you're cleaning your house and you have pets, they're your responsibility. Your health, it's your responsibility. Your children's health, as long as they're in your house, it's your responsibility.
Yeah.
When you're using all kinds of cleaning chemicals, you're really poisoning not only the place you live, that you're poisoning yourself and the people you live with that you love so much.
Yeah.
So this is really worth it. Let's not feel, I always say, please let's not feel overwhelmed. Yes, it is a big change. Yes, it took me many years. I don't say you don't have to do a change from one day to another, but you do have to listen and say, okay, this month I changed one thing. So in 1 year, you can change 12 pernicious things that you do in your house.
Love that.
Yeah.
So for example, cleaning things, can you recommend something for the audience?
I have used a myriad of things. Right now, I'm using one soap that is the Dr. Bronner's
Mhm.
salt.
Mhm.
And it has one ingredient that I don't love, but most of the other ingredients are fine.
Mhm.
And then I use white vinegar and I use water and I use essential oils most of the time to clean all my floors.
Yeah,
Amazing. Amazing.
like a lemon.
I
What-
use right now I bought like 32 ounces of lemongrass,
Oh.
and I bought 32 ounces of rosemary, and I bought 32 ounces of lavender. And that's going to be my cleaning for the whole year. And basically, I added to my soaps, I added to my bucket of water that I clean my wood floors. I added to my bucket of water and a little bit of soap to clean my stone floors downstairs.
Mhm.
And sometimes I just put it a little bit, 100%, and I do my closet walls because I just love how it disinfects and the smell stays for days.
Mm.
Oh, how wonderful. And what about laundry detergent? If you've got a lot of our audience have
Yeah.
children and they do a lot of sports, so could you recommend something that really works?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Tell me.
yes.
Yes.
The borax again?
Yeah.
I know that works for, I use that as a laundry.
Yeah,
you know.
borax is very good.
Yeah.
They have several things that work, but we need to think of something that is important. We are washing because we want to get rid of bacteria, molds.
Yeah.
eh,
Smells?
Yes, smells.
Yes.
Smells, big time smells.
Yes.
Which is bacteria. Yeah,
Right.
bad bacteria
Yes.
collecting,
Yes.
right? So listen to this. For $300 or $400,
Yeah.
you go to Amazon,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes.
And you buy an ozonizer.
Oh.
And it's an ozonizer that you put behind your washer machine, and your washing goes through the ozone, and then you wash everything with ozone. And that's that.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. Because that's what they
That's
use in the AC units now. They put the ozone and wow.
I
Yes.
love that.
That's
Yes, in
amazing.
Europe it's used a lot. That's how I'm like, they have an ozonizer in the washer, and they
That's
have washing
brilliant.
machines with ozonizer, so you don't really need soap. You can use soap if you want. Yes,
Oh.
like I use a very little bit. I'm into not having a lot of cleaning products because it's overwhelming to me. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
use the salt suds, and I use it for my laundry, for my dishes, for my floors.
Yep.
Salt
Amazing.
suds is what you
Salt
call it.
suds
Salt
from
suds.
Dr. Bronner's.
Oh, Dr. Bronner's salt suds. Got
Yes.
it. Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
So I use it for my laundry, for my floors, for my washing my plates.
Wow.
So
Okay.
like one
thing.
product for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I use a little bit of that, and I use it for my laundry, and ozone. Ozone is wonderful. So all of your
Yes.
smelly sneakers, all of your smelly boys' shirts,
Yeah.
Oh, lacrosse.
that's it.
Lacrosse
Socks.
gear, socks. Oh.
all of it,
Oh.
put it in the ozone.
My
And
daughter's
it-
shoes always smell. Like the shoes smell for some
Yes.
reason. Then
Yes.
I'm always buying new shoes and it
No,
feels like a waste.
what you do is I wash my vegetables with ozone also.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes, I have a little ozone machine, and I wash all my bits. You read my book, I have 5 ways, I think, or 3 ways. I don't remember anymore. But
Oh,
that's
beautiful
it.
book.
Beautiful book.
Open it up and show.
Yes, and
I
this
mean,
is
it's
all the
spectacular.
yes. Yes. But the most important, I always say, most important about this book is that it has great information
Oh.
that everybody needs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did it, for me, beauty is important because beauty connects you to divinity.
Mhm. Majesty.
Yes, yes. And however that for you, if you have something that connects you and that makes you feel that beauty, that divinity within your life, then you want it. You want to do it.
Yeah. it's true.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that I talk about there is using ozone for washing your vegetables. And then what you could do, like for example, I'm such a pestilence, I say, because I travel now with my ozone. I can't live without my ozone.
Like on your back and-
Throw that. We just went to Colorado Springs and to Utah. I say, Ma, just throw that in your back.
Love it.
So we take
you
very
put it in
little
your
clothes.
carry-on
Yeah, we put it in the
Checked back.
on the check bag.
Okay.
I said,
This is the little machine that you use
Yes,
for your vegetables.
that's it.
That's great.
So like, yeah, like for example, if you have really smelly shoes, you put them in a bag and you put the ozone little thing and you tie the bag. That's right.
This is great
I'm
information. What
very
a great
excited
hack.
about this.
Oh, I love it.
And it's like $300 on Amazon to wash kind of everything.
Well,
Or
no,
that's
no.
for the
No, that's for the
washing
washing machine.
Okay.
This is
The
cheap. This is
ozone
like 60
machine,
bucks.
and I'll show you. I have a whole list that I curated in my Amazon, so you don't have to go. It's like,
I
oh,
saw
what is
that on the
Marcela talking
website.
about? Yes,
I saw that.
so
I
I'll
was very
give you that
excited.
list. You
Okay.
can put it there.
We'll put it on the podcast.
Yes,
too.
yes, and this is I picked like 4 of them. I have the white one, and that's the one I like. But I have other options for prices. But the most expensive is like $67. I mean,
Right.
come on.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
The
what you
no-brainer.
spend in,
Yeah.
in products,
Yes.
essentially.
Yes.
like,
Easily.
And you can use it to wash the vegetables. You can use it to wash smelly things. And if you have a smelly house because you just cooked up a storm and it's really smelling your house,
Yeah.
I mean, close up the kitchen or put the ozone and all the smells are gonna fall down. That's it. And your house is gonna be nice and
Is it
clean.
connected to something? The ozone, like, is
Yeah,
there
it
like
has
you
a
could
little,
buy
it has a little
tube.
ball and you have the ozone with negative ions and you can use
Okay.
both. You can use the negative ions to eliminate smells and the ozone to like take it even further.
Okay.
That's incredible. It's incredible.
You know what's interesting too is like pets, like cleaning your floors and things like that. Like my cat, the way they clean their face is, you know,
Yes.
they clean with their paws. So if you're using anything on your floors,
Right?
they're immediately it gets in their eyes. Like I had
Right.
used some bleach at one point and somehow my little kitty got in and was like, you know, he's like freaked out because he's
Right.
walking and just barely touched it and
Right.
you know, but now he's, you know, now only vinegar we only use.
Yes,
So
of
all
course.
of that, but someone tried to sell me like a holistic product too, like it was like greenwashing where she was trying to sell me this like green cleaner and then on the back page, it said, do not use if you have cats because of how they clean
Oh,
themselves.
what a
And I
scam.
thought to myself, what?
Right.
how
So that's
is this
supposed to be
holistic?
good and it's not.
Yeah, you gotta just stick with the
Yeah,
basics.
the
of
basics.
Vinegar and.
My mom used to clean with sap, green sap, tree sap. It's called
Oh.
såpa in Swedish. Very popular. And they use it in the gyms to spray down the equipment. And I actually wanted to bring it to our gym in Vero Beach that has like a lot of members, 3,500 members.
Right.
And they're spraying this chemicals and it kills me. I refuse to do it, right?
Yeah.
I just take a towel and wipe up, okay?
Of course.
But everyone goes around and smell. And I said to the founder, I said, you need to get what my mom had, what they have in Sweden, såpa, the green thing, and you dilute it with water.
They should
It's
have
amazing.
ozone and at night when they close
Ozone.
the gym.
You're
Yeah,
right.
just
They
run
put the
ozone.
ozone, they run the ozone. In the morning, there is zero smell.
It's great.
Yeah.
Great idea. Yeah, ozone is just
It's
the best.
cheap and it's easy.
Yes,
I mean, of course, you're not gonna run it while you have people in there.
right.
But you run it at night.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. It's
And
great.
it just dissipates, so there's
Yes.
no issue, okay,
That's it. It dissipates in no time.
yeah.
It's wonderful.
Hmm.
Marcela, I started reading your beautiful book here, okay? And it talks about Marcela. We would love to find out a little bit about where you come from and how you got on this path.
Yeah.
So in this book, she does the most beautiful description of how she grew up in Buenos Aires in Argentina and how she became a vegan and the path that she took, but how she paints the jacaranda
Yes.
trees and these streets is so vivid and so beautiful, and it's just a joy to ingest this lovely book. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. But can we please back up to your birth and how you were taken on the spiritual path that you're on?
Yes,
Tell us a little bit.
Yes, yes. Well, my mom is Israeli. My father was born in Buenos Aires already, but he came from Syria before they had any delineations of territory. At one point, you know, my grandparents were thrown out of Syria, and they ended up in Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires was a path where a lot of people who were displaced through persecution ended up. Either, you know, my family ended up, some of the brothers of my grandmother ended up in Japan, some of them in Tokyo in China, but back then when it was owned by the English. Some of them ended up in Venezuela, some of them ended up in Brazil. So we were displaced all over the world. We ended up in Buenos Aires. And my mom and my father met in Buenos Aires. They married in Buenos Aires, and there was my story started. I knew from very early on, about 5 already, I realized that there was so much more than physicality. But I couldn't understand it because you go into the motion of whatever the motion is, and the motions is, the family. And my father and his brothers were, they loved nature and planting trees. My father loved pecan trees. He had a whole thing with pecan trees.
Pecan pie.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So the cousins and everybody, we grew up in this in the city, and also we had a country life in which there were horses and there were chickens, and I had my little chicken also that one day somebody ate it, and that was definitely crash for me. I was like, and I started putting things together back then. Well, what? It was my chicken,
Yeah. Well, it's your pet.
So now you laugh, but really, with that consideration, my path took me into incredible empathy. And I always had a spiritual edge. I just, I grew up in Argentina, where it's a meat-centric eating country.
Yes.
So when I was 12, already 13, 15, my whole system was completely sludged with meat, meat eating centric diet. And I was like, and when my best friend told me, look, you're eating a cadaver, you have to come out of this. I'm like, what? And I started putting 2 and 2 together. For me, it was a no-brainer. And I became a vegetarian, and I started in my yogic path at 15.
Wow. That's very early.
Very, very early.
So early.
Yeah, your path.
Yes. So that's where I started. I was like, okay, I don't understand all of this religious stuff, but I love the Hindu, and I love the Vedic traditions. From very early on, my teachers were Hindus and teachers in the Vedic and in the yogic path. So that for me, I remember at 15, I met one of my first teachers, Indra Devi, or Matashi. She was in her 70s, probably, back in the days. She lived until she was 106 years old. She brought yoga to Buenos Aires, one of the first ones who brought yoga. And she was in a theater, in Teatro San Martin, I remember. And we went to see her, and she was showing how sugar in one hand, and she will muscle test you, and how your muscles you become totally weak, and then an apple. And I was hooked. From there on, I was like, food. And that was kind of like my beginnings, understanding that food has something to do with your energy, your spirituality, and your physical well-being. I understood right then and there, like, oh wow, this matters.
And spiritual nutrition, that's what you
spiritual nutrition, right, which is my specialty. Spiritual nutrition, spiritual fasting, and vegan and live food nutrition, specialized in healing diabetes, is one of the things that I specialize. And now it's more, my practice is more centered. My practice is centered on individual, showing a person where they're at and showing them how to unfold to their full potential.
This is wonderful. And are you currently, because I know that you were a speaker as well, and you were talking and teaching a lot of groups, and is that where you currently do as well, or you are more one-on-one?
Right now, more one-on-one, because I'm finishing my second. It's you girls are gonna love it. It's my I forgot, because I'm always doing so many different things. So I did another book which is finished, and an online program which is a 3-day live food cleanse, a gentle way to reset your body, mind, and spirit
Wow.
in 3 days.
Oh, wow.
And is it gonna be a large book like this?
No,
as well?
it's a small book
Okay,
and it's an all online program.
okay.
And it's like a guide, recipes. I show you how to make them, and then I guide you through life.
Oh,
Um,
I'm gonna do it.
in what to do.
We're
And
hooked.
it's easy, but it's all about coming back into self-love, because there is no sense of being healthy, sexy, beautiful, young, old, whatever you want to be, if you're not really coming into your own self. And coming into self-love. You're doing this out of punishing yourself because you were bad to yourself, or are you doing this for self-love? So the whole program is revolving into what is the intention we're going to put in here. Are we going to change our dialogue? So in these 3 days, we really invest in changing the self-dialogue. What are we really saying to ourselves? And we do practices from silence to meditation, to yoga, to eating in a way that really is aligning that for that. And you can take 3 days in your home to really think about yourself, to really give yourself some nourishing, especially, men or women. It's the same thing. We all have to go out, work, and give. And sometimes having some routines in life that brings you into, okay, I'm going to give myself back something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But giving myself, most of the time it's like, okay, I'm going to give myself a vacation because I am destroyed. If I don't have a vacation, I'm dead. And I'm like, how about you give your vacation to yourself before you're dead? How about before you're completely on the floor crawling, you give something 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something to keep you up.
Absolutely.
And we need to set up our lives. We have set up our life in a way that is really detrimental to our health. And I think we can reverse that.
It's so true.
I couldn't agree more. And Marcela, I know you walking around your house, I mean, your water dome that you have created is quite something else. Okay. So can we talk a little bit about, you have a big passion about water. Can you talk a little bit about that and the water that I think most families are using and how we can change that in a simple way?
Yes, in United States, we have a very, and I say United States, why? And in United States and also in South America, most of South America. And Europe, no. In Europe, they take care of their water. They know it's important. They know that mineral water is good, and they know that different mineral waters are good for different parts of things of the body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody knows that.
Yes.
And they take care of their mineral waters, and they make sure they don't fluoride their water.
Correct.
In United States, we have succumbed into really bad water, which
Terrible.
is quote unquote under the Department of Health apt for drinking and bathing. And I always say, okay, the first things first, Marcela, what do you do when you want to be healthy? Remediate your water. Start there.
That's number one for
That's
you.
it. Don't change your food. Don't change anything.
Right.
And also, just like do one change a month.
Yep.
You do it one thing a month. You don't need to do like some people can do one thing a month. Some people can do one thing a year.
Yeah.
One thing every 6 months, and some people can do one new thing every day.
Yeah.
So you have to see what fits for yourself, for the lifestyle, for whatever, like individualize it.
But the water is number one.
Water is number one.
And how do you change that for the audience? In a simple, like, how would you go about it?
Well, one, in my book, I have a whole chapter in water. Yes, that I'm giving you options, but because, for example, I've already have more than 25 years in this a healthy lifestyle.
And your water is amazing that I drank from the crystal throne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
it tastes spectacular.
What do the crystals do to the water?
Well, it it programs the water and it makes it lighter, and it also restructures the water,
Mhm.
because the crystals are always giving something, you know, and but basically you do want to have very clean water, and you want to have less than 200 TDS total solids, meaning the minerals. You don't want to have very heavy minerals. You can have lighter minerals. You can have like 50 or 20 or 8, and you can add things to your water. But this is, I think, is too advanced. So how about we take it back and we say, okay, a reverse osmosis, which I have,
Mhm.
it's water that is good enough for drinking. So you don't have to go and buy water in plastic.
Yeah.
Water in plastic is a no.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how convenient it might be for you and how this and that and the other or whatever thing. No, it stays in your body. It changes you hormonally. It brings a lot of problems because we are already full of plastics and toxins. Yes. So we must understand this. It might be uncomfortable, but you need glass bottles.
I
Yeah.
notice a difference just drinking
Yeah.
the plastic, and I get this weird coating feeling on the back of my throat.
Wow.
Because everything I have at my house is
Glass.
glass. And then when I like at work, there's a plastic water thing that I fill it. And I notice whenever I'm drinking that water, I'm like I have this like weird reaction in the back of my throat.
Wow.
It's really
So
strange.
sensitive. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, and it all depends on your sensitivity. It
Yes.
all depends on you. So I like my water, for example, I don't drink reverse osmosis water unless that's the only thing I have, because also the reverse osmosis water, it's in plastic.
Yeah.
It goes into the tank, and the tank has a plastic thing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, no.
Like you exchange one problem for another in a
Yeah,
sense.
so like if you say, well, Marce, I want to hear about what you drink. Well, I do a lot of work for my water.
Yeah.
And I'm up to it. And
What is it?
do this, I distill it, and then I put minerals, and I put minerals with fulvic acid also in it,
Mhm.
and I measure it, and then I use a technology to make my water wetter, make it lighter, make structure very, very light, and then I put it in this vessel, which you will see it in my book, this vessel with all these crystals, and it just works for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do I advise it to everybody? No, because maybe you have, I've been doing this for 20 something years.
Right.
I'm set up. I did it raising my children, and but it all depends.
Incredible.
It all depends.
It depends on your lifestyle, right?
Well, I saw on your Amazon, you have their water bottle, glass water bottles with the crystals. in
Yes,
them.
yes.
So how is that
Yeah.
like?
Yeah, absolutely. You can
Okay.
you can put your water there.
Yeah.
You can put your water
Right.
there, or you can, if you can afford it, you can buy water, spring water in crystals, or if you can afford it, to go in an adventure and go into a natural place where they have spring water. You go fill up your glass jugs at the spring water and drink that water.
Wow.
So you can go really far with
dedication,
it.
right.
That's dedication. But
Yes, of course.
sometimes that's what I want. And I'm going to take a vacation where there is a spring, and I can go drink from that spring, because I want to drink from the life force of Mother Earth,
Mhm.
Yes.
and really this fills you up like you've never felt before. You never felt before this aliveness within you, when this water is alive, that comes into you, that already when you're taking a sip, all of your mouth and your cheeks and inside your tongue, everything is getting hydrated as soon as you put it in. So it's like, you know what, I'm doing that.
I'm going for it.
So you can,
That's amazing.
this lifestyle, as hard as it may sound for some people, it's a lifestyle of adventure and joy.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
I couldn't agree more.
Getting back to
and-
nature in a way.
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
most natural water sources.
Yes.
And Marcela, you also talked about the salt, how that's like your number 2 highest importance.
Yes.
So what type of salt? Like rock salt?
Yes, well, I use different salts. I've been experimenting. First of all, make sure if you buy sea salt that they have the documentation for it that is plastic free. nanoplastic free because, now from the ocean, we have all of these nanoplastics.
Yeah.
In the world, we have all of these nano everything.
Yeah.
That can be very good for you and they can be very bad for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So plastics are very bad for you,
Mhm.
Yes.
especially nanoplastics.
Yes.
And nanoplastic in sea salt is very bad for you. So you want to make sure that your salt, I think I have in my Amazon, in my list curated, I have 1 or 2 salts that I like. One is from Peru, from the mountains, from the Maras, which is a salt mine. And not all of the salt that comes out of there is good.
Right.
So you have to understand that because the salt mines, sometimes it is, we need to understand this. It's very interesting because a mine is where they extract minerals.
Mhm.
The main minerals that is extracted to extract most of the minerals is salt. So
Right.
salt is very valuable when they take away the minerals and they make that single minerals because they can sell it for more when they process it.
Right.
You understand?
Yes.
So then whatever is left is sodium chloride, which is one of the minerals within the salt spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
which is salty.
Mm-hmm.
But it has none of the other vital minerals, the
Right.
98 or the 87 or 90 something minerals that we need to have a whole salt. So, and this is written in my book, there is studies now, but it's like the cigarettes. The cigarette took 20 years to tell people they give you cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the salt became evil at a certain point, and most of the people think salt is evil.
Yeah.
Yes, but
not.
no, the truth of the matter is that our
Yeah.
cell membrane needs, you see, most of our body is salty. They used to give salt.
Yeah.
They give salt to cows. They used to give salt to.
Absolutely.
They give
Yes.
salt to the military because they needed the salt. They give
Mhm.
salt to the athletes so they don't, so you don't
Correct.
really need electrolytes. Just take salt and go
Right.
running.
Right.
Just take salt.
Yeah.
And and you have any sickness, like, oh, I was in this place and just put salt in an neti pot, put and warm water, salt, and put it through your nose, let it
Yeah.
wash
Mhm.
it,
Mhm.
and wash your
Cleans
nose.
everything.
Yep.
Yes, cleans everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So salt is one of those things that is not only a potent nutrient, it is a potent medicine.
Yes.
It's,
What about pink Himalayan sea salt?
it depends. Pink Himalayan
Yeah.
sea salt?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Pink Himalayan
That's the
sea salt?
famous one.
Yeah,
now, I
that's the
feel,
famous
or that's what.
No,
Redmond
no,
sea
no,
salt?
no. Pink Himalayan salt, it comes from the mountains. It can come from the Himalayas, or it can come from Pakistan, or
Yeah.
it can come from other mines. And this is ancient ocean beds that have dried up, and whatever is left is the salt, and this is salt that doesn't come from the sea. It comes from the mountains.
Yeah.
Good or bad?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends how it's
Okay.
mined. It depends where
Right.
it comes from. It depends, does it have what minerals they have? So you have to study the salt.
Right. Okay.
Everyone tells me Redmond's is the best, but I don't know why.
I think
So
I'm
that's
gonna
what I
go
say to
to
people.
her Amazon store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Just-
Peruvian
yeah,
salt
yeah,
we all need.
Yeah, that's it.
But
Marcela
salt-
studied it.
I want to talk to you a little bit about too what makes food spiritual, and I feel like salt in a
Yes.
way, like I one time, and it goes with this whole beauty thing that you're talking about too, where I bought like a molten salt, and it was like that pretty little box, and you open the box and
Yes.
you use a
Yes.
spoon to scoop the
Yes.
salt, and it's like a whole, as opposed to just like
Ritual,
a plastic
kind of.
shaker that you
Yeah.
can buy at Publix or
Exactly.
whatever. So there's a whole spiritual element to that. So what makes food spiritual to you?
Yes.
What do you tell people?
Well, one, we need to understand the last thing on salt, and there is so much more. Okay, so I'm sorry.
Yes.
saying
No,
that
finish
it's in
that,
your
finish
book.
that, yeah.
Yes, it's in my
Mhm.
book. We need to understand that salt, it's a crystalline structure.
Mm,
Crystalline structures hold intention, right?
mm,
We all know that certain crystals, they do for love, and certain crystals are good for opening up the throat chakra,
Yes.
and certain crystals, because they have a certain frequency, a certain structure, that is a medicine.
Yes.
So salt on itself, it's a medicine. And I always say to all the moms and the fathers who are making things for the children, make sure you have a phenomenal salt, because you can put your blessing of love that will travel.
Oh.
Yeah, will
Yeah.
travel into their foods, into the waters, into the cells, so they never forget that you truly always love them.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
that's
that's the
very
spiritual. Yeah,
And
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
wonderful.
spiritual aspect.
Yeah.
Also the spiritual aspect of food. There is a myriad of things, but we're going to touch upon some of them, which are my favorites. One is the water in the
Mhm.
food, and the water in the food, in the fresh food, in the raw food, in the live food, okay, is water that also contains minerals. Okay, so you have water and the minerals create a charge. Okay, but this charge, where is it coming from? It's coming from the sun and it's coming from the earth. So we have the grounding on the sun. And I always say Mother Earth is always showing you, because it's always uniting the cosmic forces with the earthly forces, making love and having all of this beautiful vegetation and wildness coming through you, showing you her love
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time to feed you in all aspects with cosmic energy, which is the biophotonic measure of the vegetables, which you can measure actually.
Yeah.
And then all these minerals that your body needs so much. Okay, so
Mm.
these therefore giving you a charge when you eat cooked foods, when you eat things that are highly processed, it actually takes away from you life force, because everything in the world wants to become whole. As you want to learn, as you want to become whole, you need to uptake things from the universe that are whole,
Mhm.
because if not, they're going to empty you out, because they
Yeah.
need to take things from you. Like, for example, white rice, right? White rice who has been grown with pesticides, fungicides, and they have desecrated the land because they're using waters that are really desecrating the earth, you
Mhm.
know, all the flora and all the biome of the earth, and etc., etc. So this white rice originally is brown rice, right? Or some
Mhm.
other kind of rice. There is many, as a myriad amount of rice, but when they take it out and they take it out of their pod, they're taking out the fiber out of it.
Mhm.
And whatever you have left from the rice is usually the white a starch. So which is, it spikes your sugar really high. Okay, so this starchy thing is highly porous, and when you're eating it also, and they're changing it, also changing the charge on this. So when you're eating it, it's actually not giving you anything. It's taking away minerals and nutrition from your body, because it acts like a sponge, and the type of charge that it's taking away minerals and things from your body. So you're not just eating a delicious rice, the rice is eating you.
Mm.
Right.
Well, we
Yeah.
call it a resistant starch too. So it's
Yeah,
resistant to
that's right.
digestion. It goes
Right.
right through you, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So you can eat wild rice,
Yeah.
and you can sprout it, make it soft, and then you cook it a little bit, or not. You just sprout it and eat it sprouted, wild rice, purple rice, red
Yum.
rice. I mean,
Yeah.
you can have things that have nutrients and nuttiness and flavor.
Yes.
You don't need to have things that deplete you. You don't need to have.
Absolutely.
So
What about all the Eastern culture though? Like in Japan and China, they always eat white rice. Is it because they're eating it with because they're always including like a fish or some other vegetable?
I think we need to go more. We cannot go into the modern Asian countries, because the modern Asian countries are nutritionally also not well.
Right.
Right.
But if we can go to the blue zones, for example, the diet is not centric on white rice.
Right. Interesting. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
true.
their
Yeah.
diet is more centric on things that they're growing, the community that they're living, the fermented foods that they're making and they're sharing in a meal. So we are, so we want to imitate a lifestyle that is not just one thing, but it's a myriad of things that we do together, especially our friendship and our love for each other, and our camaraderie to each other, that makes it whole.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
beyond food. It's really beyond food. There is a food aspect there, but the food aspect is to show us, I always say that, like, food, animals, natures is showing us always this unconditional love and camaraderie that we need to have with each other, because really this is the most fulfilling thing we can have.
Absolutely.
Deep friendships. Yeah.
So I think sitting down with your family to a meal, a home cooked meal, there is nothing more nourishing, in my
Yes.
opinion. And
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. I say I learned through the hands, and mind you, my ancestors were very unhealthy because they had the vegetable oils. They grew up in the time of the vegetable
Right.
oils, and the men died at 40
yes.
and 50, and and they had diabetes in my, and obesity even in my where I come from. And but there was something, my grandmother and my aunt, they were cooking with a lot of love.
Yeah.
They weren't cooking the right food, but they were cooking with a lot of love. And I was able to be witness of that. And I was able to transform the lack of knowledge into knowledge and into the understanding that this love can travel through the most darkness food.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, well, you're gonna serve this food, made with love and beautiful, but you're just gonna put it on the table and say, you gotta eat that because you have to be healthy. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
No.
that's not a good energy.
Changes everything.
So it's like also the energy in which you put it and not suppressing, because we live in a world that is used to all of this. So not suppressing and leaving an open door, it's much better than trying to control everybody around you.
Yeah.
Do it for you.
Yes.
Do it for your sake. Be you, the healing and the best example you can be. And everything else, just drop it.
Yeah. I also
Wonderful.
feel like when I play music, like I play like a French cafe music when I cook, and I swear the food tastes better.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
when I'm playing that music, and I think it's just my energy. I'm more relaxed. I'm not trying to like finish a recipe. I'm just like
Enjoying.
enjoying the process, the creativity of making something, and that music somehow gets into the food. I don't know how.
Yes, because it's the vibration of that music, and this is tested. Emoto Matsuro tested the different types of music and water.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what if you play rap music? Swearing rap music, what would happen?
I don't know.
You
Maybe that's a
man.
certain type of energy. You'll get like an energy. I don't know. It's a
With all
different
the
energy.
bombs and all that,
Yes,
right?
yes,
That would
yes,
be
yes.
bad, right? That's the
Yeah,
opposite.
and in fact, for
Understand.
growing plants, they did a test for growing plants, and some plants they put this beautiful classical music, and the other ones they put the punk rock, and the ones with the punk rock did not grow, or they ended up dying, and the other ones they
Wow.
grew everywhere. And there is many people who are in the plant growing business that they know this, and to have beautiful plants, they play music every day to them.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I also heard if you tell your plants that you love them, that
Oh,
they
that's
they
so
also
sweet.
grow better.
Yeah.
When you talk to them, and you're like, oh hi, like you do to your pet, like
Right, to Winston.
they kind of
So
flourish.
what does that have to do with energies, would you
Yes.
say, or frequencies?
Yes, everything is what comes through your mouth. It's a frequency.
Right.
It is an energy.
Yeah.
So that is deep rooted in who you are and how you are.
Right.
So you would see some people's voices, you would say, well, what a healing voice is that? Or what an annoying voice is that?
Yeah.
And also your voice, as you polish yourself as a person, and if you do your personal work, will change, will become more whole. And there is a whole, like I work with biofeedback, which is a voice analyzing system. And yes, and this analyzes your voice, and your voice they can tell if your heart is weak, if your kidneys are weak, or only through your voice.
Remember we did the voice thing
Yes.
at Boulder, where
We
they measured,
did.
was the AOC or what was it called? You speak into something, and it
Yes,
and it tells
analyzes
you
it.
analyzes
Yes.
all of your
and
issues,
it's right
mental
on.
health issues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
it's
was
right on.
amazing.
It is
It's amazing.
truly amazing. It is truly
True.
amazing.
So Marcela, what other, I know that, first of all, can you kind of spill your thoughts about biohacking? And also what I know you're using some modalities.
Yes.
But I know that your thoughts about biohacking might not be what biohackers would like to hear. So I don't know, what is your thoughts and what are you using?
I was biohacking before biohacking was a
Was
thing.
cool.
Yeah.
Right, of course you
Had a
were.
name.
Yes.
Or Dave
So-
Asprey named it.
So kind of tell us what, because we were talking a little bit about it, like,
Yeah.
what,
I think, it goes back into the convenience mentality and not realizing that a lifestyle of proud work, it's a happy and healthy and fulfilling lifestyle. Like hacking. Hacking is, okay, let me steal something. Let me,
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Shortcut
hack
it.
it. I'm
Sign
gonna
up
shortcut
for
it.
it.
Yeah. So, yes, some things can be wonderful to quote unquote biohack, and like red light therapy is great, and having a good sleep hygiene that the biohackers have really, really dialed into that and have made it a part of their conferences. It's very, very, very important, but it was not born with biohacking. It's just this trend and this word calling it that. And then, do we really need all of this technology? Some yes, some is really if you don't know about frequencies and you keep pushing a frequency that you don't need, it can really, really, really discombobulate your whole body, because our whole body is frequency.
Yeah.
So we need to understand this, and quality. You go to these biohacking places and the food, it's like, what happened here?
right,
I'm like, what? You're biohacking what? I'm like,
you need to be there. Yes.
So let's start in the beginning.
Yeah.
What are we doing this
Let's
for?
dial it back.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
What are we doing this for? And then I think we need to put back into this, I have nothing against the biohacking. I have a reservation and thinking we can take shortcuts without doing the work.
Right.
Mhm.
I don't like that either.
Yeah.
Don't like that either. But that's kind of not what biohacking really stands for me, to be honest with you. Yeah, hacking, yes, but it's going, in a way, it's mimicking some of the nature, like for people that maybe can't get to, like red light therapy, for example, right?
Yeah.
Is mimicking the sun.
Yeah.
And it's doing it in a maybe better way in some ways, or for people that can't be out and absorb all the sun all the time.
It's an alternative. It will
Yeah.
never be better than the sun, because the sun has a spectrum that the red light.
Right.
But yes, if we cannot go out, yes, if we are trapped into a lifestyle in which it needs it, if we are trapped in the winter, or if you got sick, like I got sick a few months ago with the stomach virus, and the only thing that calmed me down was the red light. And I was like, oh, thank God for red light.
Yeah.
Yes. Everything is valid.
Yes.
And
right.
The whole thing is your mentality.
Yes. Right.
Where is your heart and where is your head?
Yes.
And where is your lifestyle? Is it taking you into an obsessiveness about health? Is it healthy for you to be that healthy?
Right. Correct. Right. Yeah. Right. At what point does that almost become unhealthy?
Exactly.
A lot of people, especially in Europe, I know they're idolizing Brian Johnson.
Uh-huh.
Do you know about Brian Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
And he's taking it to the next level, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, we may be losing out a little bit about what you're talking about.
Well, I think, mind you, I like him.
Yeah, okay.
I like him because he's being true to what he likes.
Right.
And I might not agree with everything he does or how he does it,
Right.
but it's him.
Yeah.
And he's unapologetic and he's doing it, and he's like pushing boundaries. And I like that about him. And yes, we need more spirituality in the mix, but maybe that's not what he wants to show to the world. I don't know him, so I wouldn't know.
Right. No, it's a good point. None of us know him, right?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
we just see what he wants to portray, I guess.
Right.
Right.
And many people will benefit from not being anywhere into health to going that route. So I always say, towards health, and we're all going somewhere very beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there is many different streets and avenues to get there,
Mm.
you know. And sometimes the long run, for me, maybe the short run for you. So we must put that into the equation.
Right,
Yes,
everybody's
yes.
a little bit different.
So you seem very optimistic. I mean, you're very optimistic about life and people, right?
I
You
am.
you run very optimistic is the feeling that I get.
Because I have experience in my life, and not only through food, but through fasting, through meditation, what it is health, unconditional love, unconditional peace. And this is what I want to teach people, you know, search there, because then your happiness is not contingent on any gadget.
Right.
Yes.
And your happiness and your health is contingent on earth and making sure your environments are healthy. And if you're healthy and your environments are healthy, the people next door will be healthier and the people in front of you will be healthier.
Mhm.
And there is nothing better than community and a healthy community and
Mhm.
encouraging everybody. Like, it's not nice to be able to come and sit here and have like this healthy chocolate and this healthy little organic, you know,
Delicious.
herbs, and like we're just giggling and
Yeah.
just having a good time.
It's the best. It's the
You
best.
know?
Yeah.
This is our birthright.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, this
I-
beautiful modern tribal thing that we're doing now,
Yes.
and connecting in
I
this
could-
level of heart to heart,
Yeah.
you know, and sharing wisdom. This is it.
This
It's
is
not
it.
the hamster wheel of just racing through life, like
That's right, right.
like trying to
Right.
get
That's
down.
good, because then you need, you know, I think that all of the hamster wheel and all of the negativity you need to live is for you to get feedback.
Mhm.
Because maybe that's where you want to be, or maybe that's where your spirit needs to be, because, you know, we must trust on this. You know, and what's happy to me might not be happy to you.
Correct. It
You
depends on
know?
where you are.
It depends on where you are.
Yeah. Yes. I was thinking of something when you were saying that. I totally lost my track now.
I have a question about
Yeah.
more questions about spirituality, because
Yeah.
I feel like I was telling them earlier, you know, I came from like a less spiritual upbringing, and I feel like health, I'm a functional practitioner, and I feel like health is like the spokes of a wheel, right? So you
Yeah.
have to have all the different spokes are different things. So it's like nutrition has to be dialed in, exercise is dialed in,
Yeah.
community, love, you know, self-love, like all these things, and then spirituality's in there. And I always like, how important is spirituality to your health?
For me, it's number one.
Yeah. Okay.
For me, everything revolves around spirituality. Every decision I take, every step I take, it has to do with serving a higher power.
And so
Yeah.
what is that higher power for you?
The higher power for me is everything. Everything.
Mhm.
Everything that we touch, everything that we do, everything is a higher power. Everything is within the higher power. And the higher power also, you dialed it in and out with the highest and best for you and for me and for all, forever now.
Mm.
And do you have any practical tips for the listeners to tune into that?
Yeah.
How can we start?
Yes, well, as simple as going out to nature and grounding, putting your feet on Mother Earth. Make sure it's not a golf course, please.
With all the pesticides.
Sorry, golfers.
I know.
Exactly.
Yes,
I want you
yes,
to keep golfing, but
yes.
stop poisoning the earth.
Oh, oh my
Like,
God,
even
yes.
people who live on golf courses are more likely to have cancer.
Cancer, yes,
Yeah.
yes, and in fact, here in Miami Beach, where we are right now, we have a golf course not far away, and there are a lot of problems with autism, and there is a lot of problems with cancer. Also, there are
Terrible.
pockets, and you know, we cannot depend in our governments to all of these, but we need to depend in our communities and getting together. If you're a golfer, get together with the other golfers. Check, you know,
Yes.
there's gotta be a way to do these beautiful golfing communities that everybody loves so much that it's not a pestilence for the human health and for
Correct.
Mother Earth,
Yeah.
for all of the insects that also share this earth with us.
Yes, absolutely. So what does a day in the life of Marcela looks like?
Well, it depends if my house is a full-on house or an empty house.
Let's do both.
Yes,
Let's start with the
yes.
But
empty house.
it usually starts with a oolong tea ceremony. So I make my tea and I meditate.
Mhm.
As I'm drinking the tea, I meditate and I, sometimes I write down, I start with a paper and I write down everything that is coming to me that I need to do. And I start putting it into action. And then if I have guests with me, they're usually having oolong tea with me and we're meditating in the morning. And then actually before I sit for oolong tea because I'm really lazy, I have to confess.
What does that mean?
All the things I do, I feel like I'm lazy. Well, because if I have my trainer that I wake up at 7:30, sometimes at 7, sometimes at 6:30. And the first thing I do is I don't go anywhere and I go directly to do my workout.
Oh,
Amazing.
That's
Okay.
it. And I drink my water and I have my supplements. I drink my water, I have my supplements, and I go do my workout. Then I go for my
Wow.
oolong tea, my meditation, and then I come back to my office because I see students most of the days. And when I'm not seeing students, I'm writing and I'm putting my thoughts into paper and because I want to leave this legacy of beauty, divinity, and love for many generations to come.
Mm.
It's beautiful. And do you eat in the morning or when do you eat?
I usually don't eat in the morning,
Right.
except now that my mom is here with me. She's loving the coconut yogurt with the probiotics. So like the coconut yogurt, the berries, the flax seeds,
Oh,
and
so good.
I put some flower essences also. And I do this whole medicinal parfait in the morning. So I'm having it with her, but usually I eat at noon.
And this is homemade, so we still haven't seen your garden. You have a whole edible garden, correct?
Yes.
Are most things coming from there?
No, because Miami, remember, Florida has a season.
Yep.
And from June to November, there is nothing really growing unless it's mangoes, tropical fruits, which I
Yeah.
have about 19 tropical fruits in Miami Beach. How about that?
Yes.
Yes, and I don't spray anywhere, although we're getting planes on top and there is a lot of spraying happening in the houses besides me. But anyway, I don't spray.
Mhm.
And mind you, I have hawks coming into my property. I had blue herons coming into my property.
Wow.
And we have these beautiful birds all the time. When I sit to drink my oolong tea, I have all of this beautiful nature right
Wow.
outside. Because
Wow.
I always say it's because I don't spray.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
a place to stop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I don't
What
spray
about-
my yard either, and it's funny because like there's all these like little wildflowers growing,
Yeah.
and there's so many little creatures and animals and lizards, and everyone's like, you have a lot of activity.
They want to be there.
Because they want
Yeah.
to be there, but then everybody
Yeah.
else has a pristine lawn, which I do not have.
Right,
so-
but I prefer what you have instead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
you know,
yes. Even
comes
though,
to-
Florida, we must think means flowers in Spanish.
Mm.
Oh,
It means Florida means something that is flowers everywhere.
oh, how
And
beautiful.
we have the Wildflower Florida Foundation. Also here you can get the back of the car, Florida wildflowers. The patent,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
and support this organization because
Oh,
this
nice.
organization brings to all Florida information about wildflowers and all the
Nice.
wildflowers that we have, which supports good pollinators because you have good
Mhm.
pollinators, you have good bugs that
Mhm.
so and
Ecosystem.
yes. So we want to support our ecosystem. We want to support instead of grass, instead of lawn, which is so much nicer. We want to do ground covers and we want to do wildflowers. And we really can have such wild, beautiful phenomenal beauty with rewilding our lands. We just have to learn about it. Now I started learning about it because it's something that I want to do, because it takes time to do everything. Okay.
Of course.
It really takes time. But now this year that I'm going to I want to do over a lot of this house. I want to rewild my whole yard, and I've been testing. I have a testing, a testing garden that I did, where I grew a lot of the food, and and now I realize that this testing garden served good, but now I have to change it. But it's good to do testing gardens, which is not very expensive. You just get some wood that is not poisoned, maybe cedar, which is antibacterial, and it's going to last you a few years. And you just do a raised bed, and you put organic dirt, and then you start like I have a composting, and I have outside I have a composting where I throw all my kitchen scraps, and I make my own compost, and of course I have help doing that. I don't do it everything on my own, and I had to learn, and I'm still learning. Of course. Okay, I'm not an expert by far. I did study veganic agriculture in my school. But I never got to, and I was more on the food aspect of things. But now we have time to learn and explore and do more.
Where do you buy organic soil from?
You can
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay.
No, but you can definitely find
Planting stores.
well, you there is many botanical gardens. I haven't been to the botanical garden in Vero Beach, but I'm dying to go. Next time I'm in
The
Vero Beach.
Maquis?
Yes, I want to go there.
It's beautiful.
very beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And
Yes.
you just have to find out. That's
Yes.
what I did with my landscape person. I said, I want everything organic. Do not. I said, wait, I found out, and he found out, and he got a truck of organic dirt.
Yeah, no,
there
it's
you
great.
go. You just have to find the right spots, because
Yes.
our soil is so depleted, and that's part of the problem with all of our vegetables. They're not, as nutrient dense as they used to be because of our soil.
I bought some on Amazon. I wasn't joking. I bought organic soil on Amazon.
Oh, amazing.
We're doing
There
a
you go.
raised bed.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
my husband is
You
planting.
can find, I think,
Yeah.
at Home Depot too. In
Yeah.
fact, many years ago, I sat with somebody in that was the owners of many farms, and he was in his 80s, and he gave me a phenomenal tip for traveling. And I said, how do you stay so healthy? And he was drinking his whiskey,
Yes.
and he's like, well, I travel all year long. And I'm like, how do you do it? And he's like, number one, walk all the airports. Walk all the airports. Do not go into the walking belts. Right?
Oh, okay.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Go there with enough time that you don't need to take the trams.
Yeah.
Unless you have to, because there is no other way to get to the other side.
Yeah.
So, and I when he told me that, I promised him that I was going to do that. So I never take, when I go to the airports and I travel, I never take the belts. If I can take the stairs, I take the stairs. I never take the electrical stairs. So that's a way to get more steps, more walking.
That's good.
But you have to get more time for that. Allow more time for that.
Of course.
And
be willing to be out of breath for depending on where you are.
And that really, and I think he walked also. And one of the things he was upset, he's like, well, because now they're making me do all my farming into organic farming, because otherwise I won't be able to sell anymore to Home Depot and to Walmart and to all of these. And I said, well, but that maybe will be a good thing. No, it's not a good thing.
Oh yeah.
But you know, he had to do the change. So I think as you grow older, the most important tip is be open to change. Changing things in your life keeps you younger, keeps you on top of the game.
I couldn't agree more.
If you brush your teeth every day with your right hand, use your left hand. So one day use your left hand, the other day use your right hand. So try to be mindful and using other parts of the body, because we lose motions because we use so much other parts of the body. And I think that's it. Be open to change.
I love that.
Be open to change. Be open to change, and
so many people are not
open
to a lot of things, So
yes, it is a play of the ego also that wants to feel safe.
Yes, right.
But what do we need to feel safe from? What do we need to be contained for?
Right.
and then maybe then you can find the root cause of what's really aching you and heal that deeply and heal your generations and heal your children and heal yourself first of all.
It's beautiful. And Marcela, should we do a last question?
Sure, let's do it.
So Marcela, what does the future hold for you? Where do you see yourself in the next, let's say 5 to 10 years? What is Marcela doing then? We know you're getting out your second
Book,
publication with a
Yes.
an
program.
online program.
Yes,
Which we're both gonna do.
yes,
Yes.
of course, yes.
And well, I'm a grandmother now
Oh, wow.
of a beautiful 3 months old. This week she's gonna be 3 months old, and she's so beautiful.
Congratulations.
Love it.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. And I see myself being of service, always being of service. I'm here in this vessel of Marcela to be of service to whoever needs it.
Mm.
And that's it. I'm here to be of service. I feel like I have lived a full life, and now I have nothing else to do but to have fun, keep having fun, and keep giving and keep teaching and keep learning,
Yeah.
and just be
Wonderful.
involved in this exciting part of life, and always, helping my family, helping my friends, and helping my students, which I
Mhm.
absolutely adore. It's been an incredible journey.
Mhm.
Such a pleasure.
Yeah.
How do the
Everybody's
audience?
mother. You're
Yes,
like,
everyone's, yeah, she's the Earth's mother.
Earth mother, yes,
yeah.
exactly, yeah.
And Marcela, where do people find you?
Well, you can find me in my website, like
Which-
www.marcela.love.
Ooh.
You can find me, my handle is Marcela, Marcela, T as in Thomas, Benson, Benson. That's my handle. And you'll find me in YouTube. You'll find me in
Instagram,
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 Facebook,
Facebook.
all of these little things.
TikTok.
No, no. Mind you, I'm not very avid at all of that, although I have
No.
beautiful pages and all of that.
Yeah.
I think the best way to learn from somebody like me, it's really maybe through this podcast, other podcasts. If you look me up, you'll find me in many other podcasts, and reading my books.
Yeah.
Yes,
Read her book.
this is
You gotta get this.
a must.
Yeah.
Love, Peace,
Peace
and
and
Vegetables. For the people that don't see this, Love, Peace, and Vegetables by Marcela Benson.
Yeah.
It's a must.
Yeah, and
So-
it's a really spiritual transmission. It's not only recipes, it's poetry, it's art, and it's a piece of, I always say it's a piece of heaven. I like to design things that I feel like you just brought them down from heaven and
Yes.
brings you that heavenly sense into your house
Yes.
to
Mhm.
really, I always say I teach how to bring heavens to earth, how to live in heaven in earth.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
we are in heaven, people, please. Let's
Yes.
let's all wake up to it.
Yeah.
Yay.
This is such a beautiful gift for someone too in that way, because you're giving this like
Love.
spiritual love and
Love and
yeah.
health
Yes.
and knowledge
Yeah,
and poetry and beauty
and food.
and food.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing
Yeah,
better.
we all love. We're all
Marcela,
enemies
you're
here.
amazing. Thank you
Thank
so much.
so much for
Let me
being
give you a
here.
hug. Thank you. This was beautiful.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for the beautiful tea and
Awesome.
all of the wonderful things. So thank you guys.
This,
Come see us next time.
this was amazing. Marcela.